What's up guys, Piper33 here. Alright, today I want to go ahead and bring you a review of the Omolon Thesan FR4 fusion rifle. It's an arm stay gun you can order from the Gunsmith. First thing first, let's go ahead and have a look at how the gun looks. It is rather nice. It reminds me a lot of the MP5 as the submachine gun, which I rather like. Let's go ahead and look at the perks. So the version that I have is an arc damage. The sights that we have on here are the Candle IS-2 and the Torch HS-2. The difference between this is the iron sights on this. Let's have a look at the Candle. This is the Candle sight. Not much different than the other one. Let's go ahead and have a look at that as well. The Torch sight looks more like this. It takes up a little bit more room, but it is a little bit easier to acquire targets when you're trying to take them out. It's a little bit easier to track because the housing itself is a little bit wider, but it does take a little bit more screen that I would prefer. So the sight that I tend to go with is the Candle. Gun also does come with hot swap, accelerated coils, braced frame, rangefinder, and Eye of the Storm. Now the build that I'm going with is hot swap, obviously, since it's the only thing that is available in this particular column. Swapping to this gun is actually going to give you a little bit more accuracy. Accelerated coils is going to increase your charge time, which is always good for fusion rifles. Now the other option is to lose the charge rate, drop the magazine size down to 4, but increase the stability all the way up with braced frame. The stability is fairly high with this gun already as it is. The spread on the weapon really isn't all that amazing, so more stability isn't really going to help you out. Again, charge rate over stability for sure. Now, rangefinder versus Eye of the Storm. Aiming the weapon is going to increase its effective range, which means more damage further away. And Eye of the Storm is going to allow you to be a little bit more accurate when your health is low. It's very, very situational. The rangefinder is definitely more reliable, so that's what I go with. So that is my build on this. Let's go ahead and have a look at the difference in the bullet spread here. So without aiming down sights, this is the spread we're looking at. We'll go back up here. As you can see, the charge time really isn't all that amazing, but it definitely could be worse. So this is the spread we're looking at. So definitely going to need to manage the recoil on that. So trying to manage recoil. Still going to be hitting like a shotgun blast, but in a little more of a burst. Now, aiming down sights, definitely getting a little more a tighter recoil pattern, all within the circle. So generally, if you can get it one of the enemies inside this circle, definitely going to be taking out a lot of enemies that way. Now, the difference between this and hot swap, as you can see, the bullets actually are a little bit tighter. Not amazingly tighter, but it is definitely worth using that first shot as the hot swap, because that way you can deal more damage in the places that you really need to. Hitting something in a critical spot actually does deal more damage with this gun. Haven't really tried it out with other fusion rifles because I don't tend to use fusion rifles. Generally I use a shotgun or a sniper rifle or even a sidearm over fusion rifles. But if you're going to be using a fusion rifle and you have hot swap on it, definitely something to use on your first shot. Even with an extra follow-up shot. As you can see here, it's very effective in PvE. I took it to the Court of Works. just to kind of test it out with other higher level enemies to try and see how much damage it would do to them. As you can see, it tends to do quite a bit of damage, especially to some of the wizards in here. It definitely melts other lower level enemies. Now, taking it to PvP, there's a reason that you don't use fusion rifles in PvP. The charge time is too much to go against anything else as a special weapon. Generally, most of your primary weapons are going to be destroying you while you're trying to charge up your shot. The other problem with fusion rifles is the recoil pattern is never the same. So unless you're really hitting with all of your shots, you're not going to be taking down whoever you're going against in one shot. I found quite frequently that I was having to take 2 to 3 shots at the same Guardian at medium range. I imagine with closer ranges it might be a little bit easier, especially after hot swap. But I tend to notice that in order to really get somebody with a one shot, you did need to actually use the one swap, or excuse me, the hot spot, and make sure all of those are hitting this Guardian at the same time. Now the other downside to using a fusion rifle, again, hand cannons are going to be taking you out. Sniper rifles are going to be taking you out much quicker. Shotguns are going to be taking you out much quicker, mostly because of the high amount of damage they are per shot. 1 or 2 shots, possibly 3 from a hand cannon are going to take you out, especially if you're getting hit in the face. Obviously, sniper rifle is going to be taking you out for sure in one shot if you get hit in the face, and that tends to happen quite a bit. Shotguns, they get close enough to you, you're gone. So, really, if you're going to be using a fusion rifle, especially this one in particular, you're going to need to be swapping in and out for your primary weapon as a follow-up to your first attempt with this gun. Honestly, it's just going to be a little bit harder to try and use. Now, the real question everybody's going to be asking is whether or not to actually order it. The gun is very, very good for PvE. There are better, definitely better special weapons to use other than a fusion rifle. It's very good for mid-tier enemies to lower-tier enemies to take them out very quickly and very efficiently, because you can hit more than one at a time per burst. But I don't honestly think that's worth it. If you're debating on this and really looking for something for PvE, honestly, I would probably go for a sniper rifle. The fusion rifles in general just aren't all that great in Destiny currently, but you never know. You can pick this up. Aesthetically, looks very nice, but down the road, maybe fusion rifles will get a little bit of love with a buff. But currently, right now, order it or not, I probably would pass on the order at this point, and spend your order somewhere else with maybe a rocket launcher, or definitely try and go for a sniper rifle. If you guys checked out other Omolon sniper rifle, I would definitely pick that up, since that one has triple tap as well as 5 rounds in the chamber, or excuse me, in the magazine. But that is the review for the Thesan FR4 fusion rifle. Thank you guys very much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, a rating, subscribe if you guys haven't. Make sure you guys always pay the piper, and we'll see you in the next one.